you, ma'am. The gentleman from Connecticut is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the gentle lady from California for this opportunity to speak, because this is one of the most ignorant things I have seen this House produce in a very, very long time. And it stuns me, frankly, that my good friends, Congressman Hill and Stile and Barr, are associating themselves with this bill. Let's be super clear about this. Nobody knows whether a CBDC is a good idea. A couple years ago, I wrote a white paper on CBDC, and I concluded that it's not clear. And the arguments for and against are being mooted today. Yes, it could be abused by an overwhelming executive. If we had a president that, for example, showed disdain for the Constitution, that was comfortable acting illegally, that wasn't comfortable with judicial rulings, it's hard for us to imagine that president, but this could be abused. It could be used for monetary policy, bad idea. It could be used for taxation, bad idea. It could also, by the way, be a trusted electronic currency for an unbanked population. It could be a way of supporting the primacy of the American dollar. I don't know. And the truth is that nobody on that side of the aisle or this side of the aisle knows either. But we're going to forbid any inquiry around this to figure out whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. We're going to say you can't even research it. Stunning definition of ignorance. Imagine if we had said electricity is scary 100 years ago. It can kill you. It's produced by burning coal, which is dangerous. So we're going to not research electricity or atomic power or the automobile. Tens of thousands of Americans die every year because of the automobile. We don't know, and the majority says, let's not learn, because they have some ideological fixation that, frankly, I don't understand. 200 years ago, the private sector, which my friends on the other side of the aisle hold up, had issued currency. It was called scrip. Companies and banks issued their own currency, and this country learned that that was a terrible idea, and that, in fact, the central bank should issue currency, which is one of the reasons we are who we are today. So you might give the CBD at least some benefit of the doubt instead of being ignorant about whether we want to know the truth. We need to stop this. We held this institution up for 2 days over a bizarre MAGA obsession, which is rooted in insanity and ignorance. Don't even find out the answer. The ranking member said that this is, like a boy who is hiding from the truth. I have another metaphor. This is like a young 5-year-old who's angry and covers his eyes and ears and believes he's invisible. Imagine just my good friend Andy Barr saying, we're not like China, we're not like Europe. What if there's a sterling or
the gentleman's time has expired.
I yield to the gentleman an additional minute.
I thank the ranking member.
The gentleman is recognized.
For all the rah-rah patriotism, think about this. And again, I'll acknowledge that we don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea, and we ought to find out. But let's imagine that the European Union, which Mr. Barr wants to dissociate with himself with, puts out a CBD that picks up real usage. Now all of a sudden we have a threat to the dollar because we're still handing around pieces of paper because the Republican majority said we shouldn't even research something that may or may not be a good part of a modern 21st century economy. Come on, guys. Don't go with ignorance. You're too smart for that. Don't risk putting us behind on something that could be really important to the future of the American dollar. Vote no on this ignorant bill. I yield back.